Hello, my friends. Welcome to another video. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, or whatever time you'll be watching this video. So, my friends, I wanted to run something by you, and I want to know how far are you willing to go to what you call have a viral video on social media to boost your channel, whether your channel is new or you're not getting any or enough subscribers or enough views and you want to start making some money. Reason why I ask, I'm just gonna have a little discussion about a famous YouTuber called Ray William Johnson. So Ray William Johnson is a popular American YouTube personality, comedian, and actor who was born on August 14, 1981. He initially gained fame with his channel Ray William Johnson, where he posted comedic skits and vlogs. However, his most notable work is the Equals 3 show, which was also known as hashtag Equals 3 or ET, where he humorously comments on and parodies viral videos. The show ran for several years and became a staple of his channel. Now, Johnson's humor often focuses on pop culture, internet trends, and social issues. He is known for his witty commentary, satire, and absurd humor. Over time, he's experimented with various content formats, including vlogs, challenges, and collaborations with other creators. Now, throughout his YouTube career, Johnson has garnered millions of subscribers and views, making him a beloved figure in internet entertainment. He's also explored other projects, including acting and producing, and has been involved in various philanthropic efforts. Now, despite changes in his content style and personal life, Ray remains a notable figure in the YouTube community with a dedicated fan base and a lasting impact on internet comedy. Now, when you look at how Ray does his YouTube videos, they're quite catching and he garners lots of views on these videos, and his channel is well viewed. He gets millions of views on his channel. So he's very popular. Now, there is this lady who, at this point, well, Ray calls her his stalker. So she came out the other day and she came out with videos saying that Ray is her father who had abandoned her and her mother when she was a baby. And she came out with this sob story that, the mom got pregnant and told Ray, and Ray, basically kicked them to the curb. The mother moved back to England and they grew up, she grew up poor and destitute, and her mom had to do, whatever odd jobs and stuff for her, for them to survive. And now she's saying that she has reached out to Ray and, she's portraying him as this deadbeat dad. So her video on TikTok up to date has gotten over 10 million views on TikTok, right? So, of course, because Ray is famous, a lot of subscribers or viewers, they picked up the story and everyone now is commenting on Ray and, calling Ray all sorts of bad names, that he's a deadbeat dad and how could he leave his daughter. And it was a lot of negative comments on Ray's pages and videos and stuff, and he was kind of ignoring it a little. Then he responded, but it was just with a post, telling people basically that he doesn't have any kids and that people shouldn't believe everything that they saw on the internet. Now, this young miss, after seeing Ray's post, she went back and made another video, you know, again claiming him as her dad and showing doctored photos which she took from his page, you know, cropping out his wife and placing another female who she claims is her mother to say that's a photo of them, and, you know, trying to quote unquote prove that Ray knows or knew her mom, and trying to double down on the fact that she is his estranged daughter. However, Ray came out this time with a video, you know, debunking her videos and her so-called proof to show, you know, that he's showing that he is not who she claims him to be. And basically he's telling her to stop. He was saying, okay, you got your, you know, you got your viral video, your fame or whatever, you know, stop with the lies, because he started getting a lot of, you know, HATE comments. You know, everyone is telling him if he's saying that he doesn't have any kids, he should go and do a DNA test. And, you know, his channel, I believe, was getting a lot of negativity, and he was getting a lot of flack. The lady came back again, and she's still doubling down, right? She came out with another doctored photo, still claiming that Ray is her dad, you know, and still calling him, you know, you know, basically saying he's a deadbeat dad. And, you know, persons again went to Ray, and practically on every one of his videos, more recent videos that he's doing, people are saying, you know, what kind of man are you? How could you do that to her? You need to go do a DNA to prove this and that. And, you know, it was just mind-boggling. Now, well, yesterday I saw her come out with a video, and in my summation, I'm thinking that she's expecting it to be some sort of apology video where she came out and she's, you know, saying that, of course, on her channel, she does state that, you know, her videos are satire. But while she was making the video on Ray, at no point in time did she advise her viewers that this is satire, nor did she post, at least not that I saw, on her, you know, on her videos, that this is a satire. So now she has come out and, you know, basically I'm seeing tears coming from her eyes. Don't know how real that is, because obviously to me, she is looking some relevance. Right? She's looking fame, because apparently she has tried several other channels before and hasn't gotten that viral moment. But now with her coming out as supposedly Ray's daughter, she's getting her viral fame, right? So now she has come out and, you know, supposedly crying and saying that, you know, of course her videos on Ray are not real. And she's saying that, you know, well, she is 22, but Ray is not her dad. And she's saying, basically, she's saying why she's coming out is that both her and her family members are being, you know, accosted, by, whether in person or online. And some people are, you know, leaving DEATH, you know, THREATS for her and her family. And basically she's scared to come outside. She was saying that she's been inside for quite a while and she was just, you know, coming outside, and, you know, she's in fear of her life, or her and her family. But one thing I noticed that in that supposed apology video, I never once heard her apologizing to Ray. You know, she basically was making herself look like the victim. So basically she's coming out and saying that her video about being Ray's kid, you know, it wasn't true, She's coming out and saying that only because apparently her life is being threatened. She's not apologizing to Ray, for telling these untruths on him and for all the negative press and negative comments and all the backlash that he has been getting because of her videos. Neither has she taken down those defamatory videos off her page. Those videos are still pinned on her page. So how true is that apology? If she's supposedly apologizing? And Ray's character, could quite possibly be damaged, for all those persons out there who actually believed her. What if he had, some gigs possibly coming up? Anyone, hearing this side of her story could have, decided not to work with him. So, I think she needs to come out and make a public apology to Ray, and not just that, what I would call a half-assed apology, because that wasn't an apology. Because at no point in time did I hear her apologizing for telling untruth on Ray. She only came out because supposedly her life is being threatened. So now she is looking as a victim, and again, to get more likes and views on her channel, not, for her doing something wrong to someone. All right, so I'm going to show you a few clips and you can leave your comments and tell me how you feel about the situation. And guys, tell me, would you have done this to someone to try and get your YouTube or TikTok or whatever channel or page that you're trying to build? Would you build it based on this kind of content? Because this is not true. Okay, you may get some videos or some views and subscribers based on this content, but then when you're being found out, all of that will, go through the roof, and then you will lose your subscribers, and then people will not look at you genuinely and think that they won't believe in your content, right? They won't believe in your content. Nobody would believe anything that you're saying, and they would just be saying, you're just a hack, right? No, if you're trying to be a comedian, no one would think that you're funny anymore. They're just thinking that you're trying to ruin someone else's life, right? And then for her not apologizing to Ray, who knows? Other persons may be out there and saying, oh, well, if she did this and her channel blew up and she didn't have to apologize, no legal ramifications came to her, everything was just swept under the rug, what is going to stop other persons from coming out and telling, untruths on maybe a second shot at Ray or any other, celebrity or any other famous social media person that they want to ride the back of those persons so that they can get internet fame? What if somebody comes out, claiming that they're Mr. Beast's long lost child? Again, if there aren't any legal ramifications, what is stopping other persons from following this route of telling blatant lies, unpopular social media content creators, just to get their channels up and running? Give me your views, guys. And please like, share, and subscribe to this video for more content. Catch you on the next video.
So this guy, he's my dad, and he abandoned me. This is Ray William Johnson.
Guys, I have a problem. I think I might have a stalker. Listen, in this video, Goldberg makes this outlandish claim that I got some woman pregnant and that I have a secret baby that I've been lying about. And keep in mind, I'm married. So imagine how my wife feels when she hears this. And so this woman claims that I had a secret baby back in 2002, that I got her mom pregnant and then abandoned her and the baby and refused to pay child support.
So guys, I lied. Obviously, Ray William Johnson is not my dad. The Ray William Johnson is my dad video was my last shot at making something happen on social media. And I thought maybe this would be my moment. I knew the video was fake, and I thought it was obvious. I didn't think through the consequences. I definitely didn't expect Ray to get that much hate. Both Ray and I have been told to unalive ourselves. People have messaged members of my family and have frightened them.